Hi guys, thanks for tuning in, Coastside Family Adventures. I wanted to do a little video on how we stay warm in our RV in the winter. I'm going to start with the space heaters. We got two space heaters, one here in the living room area and one over there in the bedroom area. It doesn't really blow in the bedroom because it gets super warm, even if we just put it on the second setting, not even on the hot setting. It's plenty of warm with just the little heaters. As a backup, of course, we have our propane heater. This says it's empty right now, but we actually have an external tank. Our onboard tank is empty, but we have an external tank to keep the propane going. Also, you can see I put blankets in basically every window, almost every window. Also, I put, let me just see here. See, there are the blinds. I put those Reflectix panels into the window. Then pulled the blinds down, then put a blanket on it. Did the same right here where the kitchenette is. The kitchenette turns into Daniel's bed every night, so I wanted to make sure he stays warm right here, sleeping right by the window. And the same thing here. There's the Reflectix tape. Here are the blinds that go down and a blanket. He also has a heating blanket. We usually just keep it on the lowest setting, and that's plenty warm for him to stay warm here. Then Christian got his little nook up here. He also has a heating blanket, and on the wall back there, it's kind of hard to see, but there's also one of those Reflectix tapes. Then we put blankets all around the bed area there, heating blanket, and then there's also curtains. Now, I always think he should keep the curtains open because the warm air doesn't flow up there, but he really loves to have the curtains closed because it gets nice and dark up there. And he likes that. So at night those curtains are closed. Here in the front, this is our C-Class driving cab, and we have our shoe boxes here. I put blankets on the floor. There's actually 3 blankets on the floor because the floor was just getting too cold for me. Actually 2 blankets and a rug. So the one that you see on top, that's the rug. So the blankets actually now keep it a little warmer. And then here in the front cab, also the Reflectix tape. This is actually on the outside because we have one of those covers on the outside for the front windows, and then I just stuffed the tape underneath, then put the little curtain up that came with the RV, and then those are Daniel's blankets that he sleeps with at night and his stuffed animals. So that's another, in the daytime kind of barrier for the cold to come in, and it helps. And at night the curtains are closed. So that's for Christian and Daniel. Now since my boys have bikes and they don't want to leave them outside, the bikes are piled up in here, but that makes us actually use the sofa back there only for storage. So it has winter jackets and stuff like that. That is almost it. Blankets. Oh yeah, one really important thing up here. We got the vent covers, and we got the ones that have the Reflectix also. So I have to say we have been staying super warm in this RV. It's insane. The propane heater really rarely goes on. Now some people say you need to run the propane heater to keep the underbelly warm, and I actually have a little heater underneath the RV to keep the underbelly warm. So we really rarely use the propane heater unless it gets really cold and then it pops on. But I think that's it. Let me see if I can show you my setup out here with the propane bottle. Okay, so of course I put the skirt around. I also put the skirt around the slides. And then we have 2 propane bottles, 1, 2, that are connected to the, let me see here, the onboard propane tank. So this right here was a part that we had to purchase, and Matt, it was super easy. So just a little T thing, he somehow connected it. I don't really know how he did it, but he said it was very easy, and he did it for another friend too. And that helps so much because now we don't have to go fill our propane tank by pulling the RV out. Okay, there's the skirt. I didn't really figure out how to put the skirt all the way around the front, but I did put it underneath there, and then around the RV here. Also put a skirt around the slide right here to stay warm. Let me see, goes all the way around. Put a skirt right here. This is our water connection right here, and it's all insulated. Let me see here. So there's heat tape around the spigot. Whatever that squishy stuff is, the RV park actually did that for us to keep this spigot from freezing. Then we put our what is it, the heated water hose on there. I kind of wrapped the heated water hose around in there inside where the dump hose is, so that stays warm and the dump hose doesn't freeze. And then put some skirting on that. And okay, let me just show you my little heater down here. It's just a tiny one. There you go. There, it's blowing, so it stays warm in here. Also, the rest of the heated water hose is down here, so that kind of sets off a little bit of heat to keep the underbelly warm, and that has been awesome. And that's about it. That's our setup right here. You know, people are gonna do it differently, and hopefully this just gives you a little bit of an idea of what we do. There's our campsite. I probably leave the awning out for as long as I can. I'm hoping that I can keep the awning out even when it starts snowing, to keep everything underneath there dry. Maybe, I mean, I slanted it enough, hopefully it just runs down, the snow runs down when it melts, or would tap it with a broom or whatever, make the snow fall off. That's about it. I haven't figured out the top of the RV yet, how to deal with the snow on top of the RV. If anybody has suggestions, send me an email or find my Facebook page, Coastside Family Adventures. Let me know what you do about the snow on top. Do you just go up there every day and broom it, or do you just leave the snow up on the top? I don't really know. I've never been in the winter. So this is it. This is where we're gonna be for the winter, unless we magically get into our house, which I'm not too worried about. Honestly, it is so warm and cozy in the RV, and it's free. So I'm not too worried about getting into a house right now. It's kind of nice to feel free. So thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Coastside Family Adventures. I have a detailed video on how I put that skirt up for under $100. So if you like to check that out, that was just, I posted that maybe a couple weeks ago. And that's about it. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Coastside Family Adventures. Bye. Alright, I wanted to throw this in really quick here. Outside temperature right now is 32 and inside is 67. And right now, actually only one heater is on. And because I just walked outside, the door was open for a few minutes while I was filming. So it is still really warm in here while it is freezing outside.